Hey guys, welcome to Wear Rosie's tutorial video. On this video, we'll be learning how to create this beautiful design on this Boubou gown. So let's get into it. So the first thing is you mark your neck width, which is 3 inches, and I marked my shoulder slope to be 10 inches, right? And then I came down by 1 inch. Hope you understand this part. So you first of all mark your neck, and then you determine how wide you want your shoulder area to be, and then you mark out your armhole depth. Now for the armhole depth, you mustn't mark exactly 8 inches or 9 inches, your normal armhole depth. Make it 11 inches so that it will have space, because it's a Boubou gown and a Boubou gown is not tight, right? So after marking out your armhole length, the next thing you will mark is your bust area. Now, when you get your bust measurement, your bust divided by 4, add 5-inch allowance or 6 inches allowance or more. Depend on the material you have and depend on how big or how wide you want your Boubou gown to be. When you get it, then you mark it straight down. Okay? So, if you want me to make a video on how to cut a Boubou gown details video, let me know in the comment section and I'll do it. So, but for the purpose of this video, we're just making the design in front of this Boubou gown. So I've cut out the body of a Boubou gown. Then I'm just making sure that the neck width I marked out is correct. You see how I'm shaping the shoulder area to be slopey, right? So now the depth of this front, I'm going to be making it either 6 inches, right? But this depth depends on your client, but you need to make it to be deep so that you'll be able to wear it, so that it will be open enough. You know that a Boubou gown doesn't have zip, right? So I made mine to be, the length is 6 inches. You can make yours 7 inches, okay? It depends on how deep you want it to be, okay? So you mark out your V-neck like so. Hope you understand up to this level, right? First of all, draft your Boubou gown and then dip the neck by 6 inches, and this is what you get. Now it's time for us to cut out the design. Okay, the design is at the front. Do you get? The design is at the front. So you get your material that you want to use to design it, any material of your choice, and then you fold it into two like so. Can you see how I'm doing? So when you fold it into two like so, the part that is on fold, the middle part that is on fold, you fold your material and you place it on top. As you can see, I'm placing the main fabric. Can you see? The body of the Boubou gown, I'm placing it on top of the material we're going to be using to design it, right? And then I'm going to trace out that V neckline. That's the first thing you're going to do. You trace out the V neckline. Please make sure that the material you're using to design it is in excess at the bottom part. Okay, make sure it is in excess at the bottom part. Better still, just use half yard of material. But if I say use half yard of material, it depends on how wide you want your design to be. Do you get me now? So when you just trace out that V-neck, you place it on top of your Boubou gown like so. You've gotten one part of the design, that's the neck part. The remaining part is the body of your design, right? So it depends on you. Since we are working with this design, I have to check and look at it very well before I start cutting it out directly on my material. Okay, so now I'm going to measure out how I want the length of the design to be. If you look at the video, you'll see that the design has a kind of shape by the right side. Okay, so you just trace it out with your chalk first. Mark out the design on your material, or better still, draft out your design first on your pattern paper. Okay, draft it out first on your pattern paper. That's if you're not so good, draft out first on your pattern paper, so that you so that you won't make a mistake. Do you get? But if you know you're confident in yourself, then you can do the same thing that I'm doing. Okay, the most important thing is to get the final result, which is the outfit that we're trying to draft, the design we are trying to draft out. Okay, So now I've gotten an idea of what I'm working with, and so I'm shaping my material to go in line with it. Okay, so as I earlier said, I will advise you first of all cut on your pattern paper. When you draft it on your pattern paper, then what you're going to do is just to trace it out on your fabric. One, it will help you not to waste much fabric. Okay, so I'll advise you to first of all draft it on your pattern paper first before you now put it on your main fabric. Okay, so now I think I'm getting it. Okay, I've gotten the desired shape that I want. Can you see? Can you see the neck part? The V-neck part is directly the same thing I traced out for the material that I'm using. Okay, so since you've gotten the shape, the next thing you're going to do is to close up the loose ends. You get? That's to fold in all the opened areas. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So all the areas that are open, all this, you stitch them up, you close them up. Now it depends on you. You can use a bias to turn it up, or you can just decide to just fold it inside. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to fold in these edges, these parts that I'm just showing you with my hand. You will fold it inside. Okay, do you understand? Then I'll come back and show you how it's supposed to be. So when you fold it inside, this is how it's going to be. You can use a bias to do this work. You can use a bias to do this work, right? Because at the end of the day, it won't even show. So when we're done, this is how it's going to be. So, but the way you will attach it now, please pay attention to this part. The way you're going to be attaching it is, you get the front part, right? The front part of your design, and then you pin it to the back part of your kaftan, of your boubou, sorry. The front part of your design, you pin it to the back part of your boubou. Do you get me? The front part of your design, the front part, you pin it to the back part of your boubou, like so. So first of all, pin it. When you pin it, this is how it's going to look. This is the back part of my boubou gown. Do you understand? So you first of all sew the neckline, the V neckline, you sew it down. So that when you sew it down and flip it over to the front part is going to be what will be showing. Okay, I know this part is confusing. So just watch the video and understand what I'm trying to explain. Okay, so I'm going to first of all sew it down first for you to see. Then I'm going to turn it over for you to see it. Okay, so let me sew it down so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Then you see, because watching it now, I think you might not understand what I'm saying. Okay, so let me sew it down so that you see how it's supposed to be. Okay, so when I'm done sewing it, this is how it's going to be. Can you see? This is the back part. Okay, while this other part is the front part of your kaftan. So now you will flip it over. Now you ask me, why are we doing this? So that we'll conceal our stitches. And whenever you sew a neckline, please always remember to notch it. Right? Always remember to notch it like so that it will be easier and the material will just slip. Do you get? It will be easy for you to flip it over. Do you get? So now I'm notching the neck area, and then I'm going to turn it over. When you turn it over, this is how it will look. So this is the front. Can you see? Can you see how it's looking? The stitch we used to join the design and the neckline, can you see it? No, it's hidden. So that's why we had to do it like that, so that our work will be neat, so that you have a neat work for your client and you make a neat outfit too. So now we'll match down this neck part so that the boubou material, you see how it's looking, is not neat. It doesn't look neat yet. So we'll match it down. Do you get? Do you understand? So let me match it down for you to understand, so that we'll conceal the stitches in the dress. Okay? So when we're done, this is how it looks. I've matched down the top part, and then I've sewed it directly on the boubou gown. When you're done, this is how the front will be. Can you see how the design is looking? Can you see how neat it's looking? Thank you guys for watching. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.